is going on, boys, and welcome to episode 3 of You're Up Next with the Calculated Chaos crew, F-Boy Island, HBO Max celebrities, Elon, Mikey, and Nikki. What's up, guys?
What's up, baby?
What's up?
How we doing?
We're happy to have you first and foremost. Am I right?
Yes. Super happy to have you guys. Thank you guys for coming on.
We're very appreciative, and I think this is going to be, as soon as we started the podcast, I was like, we got to have them on. We got to have them on. You're all great friends of ours, and you have unique stories, and you've done some unique things. So I'm really excited. So I guess the first thing I want to know is, how's it feel to be a television celebrity? I want to know.
You're speaking honest, to Mikey only, I think.
I feel exactly like the same person.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's exciting. You know, people come up to you and they like, hey, are you from that show? It's a pretty new experience for me, so I like it. He's used to it, you know what I'm saying? He comes to TikTok, so he's always getting this stuff, so it's pretty cool for him.
You were made for TV. That's what everyone says.
Yeah, so I have never once considered myself a star. I'm still not a star. Nobody has came up to me and said, hey, were you on that show? I feel like I'm on a show right now, though. We got people over there. I feel like I'm back on F-Boy Island.
We have a small audience here.
Me and Alan are so curious. How did you guys get picked to be on HBO Max's F-Boy Island?
I had a guy reach out to me via Instagram and was like, hey, you have a good look. I think you should apply for this show. I'm like, what's the show? He's like, oh, it's called F-Boy Island. I'm like, fuck
my first thought would be like, it's a scam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what you think
so
at first.
I've been approached like multiple times on Instagram, but this guy was verified. So I was like, and he's got like 100K followers. I was like, it's got to be legit. So I just applied just to like say, fuck it, who cares? And it took me like 6 months to get a call back. Yeah. To say like, hey, you're going to be on the show. You have 2 weeks to get ready. So I did like this crash course cut and dropped like 26 pounds.
Oh my!
Like basically an MMA cut. Cause like I was like pretty lean, but like I wanted to be like thick skin shredded.
Of course.
So like I was like, all right, let me go on this fucking psychopath diet.
Straight up.
Yeah. I'm really good at those crash diets.
I was just like you. I thought it was a scam. So they reached out to me, and I pretty much just took it one day at a time. So as far as you, my person was not verified. I don't know about yours.
Mine wasn't verified.
Yeah, so I was super sketched out, but like they kept doing like interviews after interviews after interviews, and then you got more comfortable. You're like, okay, this can't be a scam, you know, because like, okay, HBO is following them, therefore, you know, it seemed pretty legit.
Yeah. Mine was for a different show. So I was so I was being interviewed to be on a show called The One That Got Away. And so it was about like, you know, that girl in high school that was like the baddest one there.
Yeah.
It was about going back and like
now she's pregnant with like 3 kids. She
well, it wasn't
she
about
lives in
that.
A fucking trailer. She's beat up.
I was about to say, fuck that.
She's dating the town alcoholic. She hates her life.
Yeah.
She's trying to get in.
So it was about going back and telling her that you missed out on her, right? Anyways, I was too young, and then she told me, hey, I got a show that's fucking perfect for you, F-Boy Island, which I was like, do I look like why is that perfect for me?
Yeah.
But
it's fucking perfect.
After doing all the interviews, they're like, all right, we'll fucking get back to you. Did a bodybuilding show. Also, all my interviews were when am I talking super loud?
No, you're good. You're good,
man.
All of my interviews were while I was in prep. So I was looking lean, looking shredded.
Yeah.
At one point, they had me take off my shirt, do a little dance. So I was like fucking confident.
Did you go to a place for this?
No, it was all Zoom.
Jeez.
It was all Zoom. Yeah, and then I did my bodybuilding show, got hella fat after, and then they told us 2 weeks before. Like I was peak off season when they said that I was going to be on the show.
So I remember you were telling me you were like, I'm just trying to fucking hear back from these guys.
I know, bro, and I was nervous because once they said, and they didn't even tell me like you're for sure going until like the week before.
Yeah.
So I like took 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm just going to assume that I'm going. Started a cut. Yeah. So
it just
and then like it was just basically like you guys hopped on a plane, went to this location, and you couldn't touch social media.
I was on the same plane as Elon actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because we didn't know each other before going to the show. Wow. We actually had a mutual friend here that we both told them that we were going to the show, and he actually got us connected with each other.
Which is crazy because they were training at the same fucking gym.
I know.
In the same town,
I mean,
everything.
I knew both of y'all. So did he.
I mean, Houston is big, but like the fitness community is relatively small. We're all training out of Alpha Elite. So it's like, that's crazy that you guys didn't even know of each other.
Had no idea.
Real quick, 45 seconds with you guys. Like, doesn't have to be 45 seconds, just for the sake of time. Why don't you tell everybody, like, what the show's about, just so they get an idea.
So basically, there's half of the guys are nice guys, self-proclaimed, and half of the guys are self-proclaimed F-boys. And it's the girls' job, which there's 3 girls, and it's their job to figure out who's a nice guy and who's an F-boy. And now F-boys like myself can be very deceiving. I may come off as like a sweet person, but you know.
Now you're a sweetheart in real
now
life.
I'm a sweetheart in real life. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make myself sound like a scumbag right now. Actually, I'll be honest. I applied to be on the show as a nice guy.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, and they're like, "You're from Jersey. You are a scumbag." I'm like, "You're right."
I did not know that. So that's actually really interesting. And so real quick, like, what's up at what's the premise of the show? Is there money involved?
If the girl chooses you, and if you're a nice guy, you have to split the 100K with her.
So it's 50-50.
50-50.
26 guys. 26
but
guys.
If you're a fuck boy, you can take the money, or if you like the girl, you could split it with her.
Okay, and that's awesome. That's great.
Now
And
I went on the show straight up
Trying to get the money.
trying to get the money. Like I said it in interviews, but they didn't put it on the interviews. Thank God, because I was like, damn, I would look like a douchebag.
you don't want to get canceled.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't care.
I was trying to find love.
No, straight up.
So
This guy was trying to
I was trying to find love.
No, that's no. It's funny. You were probably trying to find love, but you came on as an F boy, so it's just
I
like,
did,
it's
yeah.
ironic. And what you said, you guys gotta watch season. You gotta watch season 2. You gotta watch the show. What you were saying, at one of the things, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but what you were saying.
Nah, listen, there will be spoilers in this. 'Cause
Okay,
we got to
fine.
get into like details.
What you were saying
so,
during your elimination
just for you guys who haven't watched.
actually had a lot of validity. So
My definition of what an
it
F-boy
really
is.
did, but they were just being like ignorant. They weren't really listening to you. What you were saying had a lot of validity, but
I do want to straighten something out.
Oh.
I actually wasn't trying to find love. Like that made me. That's gonna make me look really
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
but
Did you guys like the dynamic? When I first saw the show, I was like 3 girls, all these guys.
Yeah.
That's like
yes, and that was a
normally
very
it's like
curious.
either like 1 girl or it's split even.
Yeah.
So
You gotta
did
be
you guys
pretty
like
crazy.
the dynamic of like 3 girls?
I was just
Absolutely
excited
not.
to be on TV. Like I didn't give a fuck about the girls. I really just wanted to make like a name for myself and like what I could like. How can I monetize this the best way possible? Like how can I show everyone who I am? You know?
came in with a business mindset.
Yeah, like that. At the end of the day, like everyone's like, "Yo, why did you say your name so many times? Like your full name?" I'm like, "You're on HBO, motherfucker. Like if you don't like promote your name and your brand, yourself is a brand, right?
You goofy.
Like,
Then you fucking goofy.
so like people are like, damn, that guy like fucking said his name like so many times. Like, motherfucker, they put my whole ass name on HBO like written down so people can go search my ass. I got 20,000 followers on IG in like literally less than a week and a half of the show being out.
That's crazy.
I want to add something on.
Go
to
for
that
it. Yeah, I want to
because
know.
my experience with Mikey was he was following the camera. So I just want to add on to that. He knew what he was doing. He came with a mission,
amazing.
and if the cameras was out, somehow he was at least 10 yards.
At least. So like my whole game plan was like, I was just thinking about camera time. I didn't care about the girls. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about anything. I was like, how can I get myself on HBO?
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And your
So
brand's
interesting.
worth a lot more
Exactly.
than
100%. So like, for an example, right? If a guy came home from a date, right? I purposely would sit next to the guy because the cameras are going to be on him on purpose.
Like that.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit right next to X, Y, and Z, whoever it was. So I have camera time no matter what. And I was always going to put my 2 cents out. I'm like, even if he was right about what he said, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
that's awesome. And so if you were going for camera time, Priola, real quick, why were you going just, what was yours? Just
honestly,
the
man,
experience?
I think just the experience, dude. Once I was there, bro, like I was nervous as hell, bro.
Word.
So it was hard. Like for me personally, like who I am, that shit was hard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
I feel
yeah.
like
I
I'd
couldn't
be in
do
the same
it.
boat.
It was super hard.
I've never been that type of person to be like so extroverted. Like I'm
Yeah.
the opposite of you, I would
Oh,
say.
he did it
And like
amazing.
Like I couldn't imagine myself in that situation. So like it's hard, and then you have to
Dude.
basically spark conversations out of thin air, and like there's
Yeah.
all these guys there. Like I'm curious as to how that dynamic was for you guys. Like
Real quick, Elon though.
Oh, yeah.
Your mindset. We cannot forget about Elon. I want to know his mindset.
Yeah, my set was just for the experience, honestly.
Okay.
You know,
Vacation.
I got sold onto an experience of a lifetime, as they were right. You know, when you meet all these people and everyone has the same mentality of like, it's the first time, it's the first experience. You know, so it was just like my mentality going in was just like have fun, whatever happens, and just get the best out of it.
That's awesome. And I think what Alan was like really trying to get at, and what he really wants to know is not just you guys, because obviously experience, camera time, experience, that smart as fuck, by the way.
I also wanted to win the show.
And Nick wanted to win the show. Very interested as to what it was like, and this is what Alan's been trying to ask for the past 5 minutes. The conversation keeps flowing. Is what was it like, not just for you guys, but for everybody else on there, for that 3 to 25 ratio? 3 girls, 25, 30 guys. The girls are making out with multiple dudes. Like, what was that to y'all?
So like, I wanted to solidify like my spot, right? So in my eyes, I was top 3 for Tamaris. I was like, they might not show it on camera, but I was like,
Easily.
It was myself, Tom, and Casey.
Yeah,
That was the top 3.
You regret going for Tamaris?
Do I regret? Okay, so Luis, talking to her was like talking to this bull. So like, there was absolutely no way my extroverted ass was gonna be able to handle that. I'm sorry. Like, shout out to Luis. Like, I think you're a great girl and all, but like, fuck. That was like really hard for me to like try and fathom a conversation like that. And then Mia came off like a fucking bitch. Like,
she was
the
mean.
worst,
Really?
the worst. Like, and Mia and I are like really cool, like to this day.
Mia's
Like, actually,
great.
like out of all the girls, like her and I are like actually friends.
Okay.
Non-romantically at all, just friends.
What's up with Tamaris? Because we're all very interested.
I mean, in my opinion, she's just a girl from Miami that likes to party, and she does her modeling and NFT stuff, and that's it. She was just focused on herself and trying to monetize the show as much as possible. She didn't care about the guys.
She's like the girl version of you, but like a lot less sweet.
What about you guys?
Because Mikey's got a good heart. For the audience that doesn't know, we are all friends before this. It's not like we are just seeing these guys for the first time. Like Mikey, Elon, Nick, all these guys have good hearts. By the way, just so you know.
So
Thank you.
So at the beginning of the show, you do the catwalk, right? So I was like, I'm going to let them know who I want from the beginning.
Let's go.
And so I pointed at Louise, right? She's my type. And so I did the rope
the
thing.
bowl type?
No. Just based off of appearance, right?
Gotcha.
So I was pulling the rope towards her, pulling the rope. I kissed her hand, right? I kissed her hand. And then I just shook the other 2. So I was letting her know, like, I'm here for you, because I thought that would be like a good move, right?
I think that's a great
That's
move.
amazing, but that's
And-
interesting.
But I
'cause-
may be totally wrong.
No. She liked light skin. She likes light skins, right? And
Benedict.
and Benedict, yeah. But anyways, when they were
We have opinions on that.
when they were picking MVP, like their MVPs, right? I didn't get picked, and I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm not winning this show, because I shot my shot, and yeah, that I mean,
So, just to give you guys like some tea, right?
Oh.
Did you guys, dude, Jeray just got a boner.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the
He
thing,
literally
because
goes,
I watched the
Yo,
show
hold on,
because
shut up for a second. He goes, huh? I heard him moan.
Listen,
for everybody, this
I
is
watched the
that.
show because my boys are on the show. I watched season 1 of the show because I need to prepare for what the fuck was going down season 2. So I watched the show.
Okay,
You were
on the
asked-
show.
Let me spill the tea.
we
Right?
have a group chat. Dre was asking questions every day.
Really?
He
I
was,
was engaged.
researching.
That's
he was
funny
engaged.
because he would always come home and talk about it. I'd be like, dude, how the fuck do you know all this shit? This is insane. Like, why do you know all these details? And like, I've never even heard of this stuff. And I'm like, how are you finding all this stuff out?
Dre was like that 16-year-old girl that would just like, you on a TV show?
No, let's straight
my
up.
God.
Wasn't even like that though, because if anyone knows me, you know I don't care
No,
about like
no.
clad or that shit. But it was so funny to see my friends on a TV show.
No, Dre's amazing, guys.
That was pretty. Every time you were on screen and because I didn't know you quite yet.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh my god,
It's
Nick,
crazy,
it's
bro.
Elon,
They're all
it's fucking
laughing.
crazy.
They're laughing.
So, the tea, ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
There's gonna be a lot more than this.
Did you wear
straight up.
double compression shorts today?
I'm ready for it. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So, I don't know if you guys realized, but they picked Jared 3 times, right?
Yes.
They purposely did that. Like, they were
So they
told,
did season 1 too. It's so interesting.
they were told to pick him, and then they like built him up, and then they just threw him down with the whole cat thing.
It's so
he threw
interesting.
himself down with the cat thing
Well,
too, though.
That's not
I
true.
feel like it's just
the
my
cat
opinion.
situation is not true. It's just honestly, I believe that there was a lot of control that the producers had towards their decision, right?
Yeah.
So the day after Jared went on his date, he literally told me everything about it, and there was so much things that he found out about her, and obviously y'all saw how she kind of did him at the elimination night. That wasn't the only thing they talked about. He told me who she dated in the past. He told me her favorite things to do, faith, all that stuff.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff with productions that I felt was pushed. And honestly, I don't know this for a fact, but that's just my thoughts.
Of course.
Yeah, that was one of our questions. Is we kind of wanted to understand the dynamic between what was actually real life that you guys wanted to kind of actually engage with the females, and then what was pushed from a producer standpoint to make it juicy.
Yeah, let's start with the TV show itself, and then we want to move into the individuals that you met on the show. Well, who was real, who was fake? But
Sure.
Let's definitely start with the show itself and what was produced or pushed by the producers.
I would say 95% of the show, what people would say out of their mouth was real, but how they chop it up is where it gets TV right? Okay. So Tom didn't look like that much of a pussy in real life.
Didn't you say you thought Tom was going to be portrayed as America's
we
sweetheart?
all thought Tom was going to be the most viral man ever to be shown on a TV show.
Just because he was such a good person.
Because he was the guy that wanted nothing but this girl and had his heart broken by this girl.
Yeah.
Bro,
By the F girl. You know what I'm saying?
I feel in the mansplain, everyone was riding against Tom, being I think Casey's right for you, Tamaris, to protect Tom, because in everyone's mind they're yo, Tom, you're too good for her, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
So real quick, I want to carry off that one point, right? I agree. I don't think Tom was anywhere near what they kind of made him look like. And you guys got to keep in mind, they had us recorded at least 12 hours a day for 6 weeks. They can choose what they're going to put in the air. It's a 60-minute episode, you know? So if they want to pick everything that's negative about you and just put that's what your character is going to be like. Gotcha. And they did that, obviously not the best way for Tom. And also they did it to other people in a good way, there were some people that were a piece of shit in the show and they look amazing.
Oh, fucking say it.
How many do you want me to name?
We'll
Just
go.
the main one?
Are we gonna? I mean, you just. I don't.
I was actually disgusted at the end of watching the show
disgusted.
with Danny.
Wow.
And it's funny. I don't hate the guy whatsoever, but that is 100% not who he is.
When I told Alan what Mikey told me about Danny, I did it because Alan was when Danny was walking off the end, Alan's oh, now I like him.
No,
because before Alan was I grew up with guys like this. He's from New York and he's Italian. He's nothing he's saying is real.
Facts.
Danny's that used car salesman that you buy a Range Rover off of, and he literally lies on the title of what year it is, how many miles it has.
It breaks down
on you. Yeah,
what the why? What the fuck happened?
Danny and I were best friends on the show. Literally, he was we were the beast from the East. That was a slogan that I came up with, and he was really cool. He was cool. I had nothing. I defended him so many times on the mansplain, because there was a time where Braden, I don't know, Jack Harlow from the River,
fucking SoundCloud rapper.
Yes.
So he was he said something about Danny. I literally turned around. I was how about you shut the fuck up? And everyone was just quiet as fuck. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
we remember, bro.
Yeah,
for sure. It was awkward.
It was so awkward, bro, because I was so serious. I wanted to just rip his throat out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I wrote for Danny. He was my guy.
What Braden said, was it true or not at all?
What did he say?
So they originally wanted Mike to be the one to really take Danny down, and Mike refused.
Bro,
and
they oh my God, dude, I had a producer, I'm not gonna say her name, but they had a producer locked in a room with me upstairs at the grotto, and they were hey, we need you to say this, this, and this, and everything you know about what Danny said about Mia. And I'm I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah.
She's we're going to cut your scenes. We're going to cut all your scenes if you don't say it. I was cut all my fucking scenes. I'm a writer. That's one thing about me.
That's why I love you, bro.
That's one thing about me. And my friends right here, we'll be friends for life. And they'll say that about me all day long. I am so, my heart and my mind is so strong when it comes to my friends and my family. Like I'll do anything it takes to make sure we're safe
Yeah.
That's insane.
as a whole, you know?
It's insane, bro.
So really quick though, going back to talking about like the production and like them pushing, right?
Yeah.
The only time where it was very, very, very like you should do this was the mansplain.
Yeah.
They took everybody aside and they said, you need to attack this guy. So that was very, very, very
It
produced.
kind of seemed that way too, though, because like I mean I don't know what it was actually like in real time, but when they would kind of like let it roll for like 5 or 7 seconds of just dead silence, and then some person would say something. So that was like when you got a lot of speaking time on the show too. Like you came out and basically were like going after someone that was on the other side, right?
Danny,
Yeah.
So on the topic of this, like, who on the show? We got Tom got portrayed as fucking a bitch. Like, I feel bad for the kid. Tom,
Dude,
you're
I
watching
felt-
this, man. I'm sorry. Like, that's not fair. Like, I feel like that's how they would have done me. Like, if I was on that shit, they would have made me look like a bitch.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's young, right? So
Yeah.
they just took advantage of his young
Yeah.
ass. So, you know, like he's
Yeah.
young, he's on TV, he's like 20 something, 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
Like they just took advantage of him. They're like, they made him think like this was like where you're going to find your wife.
Yeah.
But in real life, like this is where you find your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
Basically.
And then you said Danny just like fucking like
Danny never liked Mia, in my opinion. Like I think he was there 100% for the clout, period.
Damn. So that's a
Period.
so that's a big thing that I wanted to know is what the girls like. What did you think of the girls and from when you were on the show to now? Like, what were
Okay.
your opinions? All three. I want to know.
I feel like every single girl on the show to where how they are in real life is exactly flipped. Like
Flip for
Louise
sure.
is a very talkative girl,
Yeah.
and like is actually pretty cool. Like I've talked to her.
Really?
Tamaris is actually like very down to earth. When she was like not on the show, she was like very like manipulative and like kind of like because like at the end of the day, they had your balls. All these girls, they had your balls,
And they knew it.
and they knew it.
Damn.
And it was like that one time where they had the say of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't care if you were good looking. They didn't care like because they didn't know like how many followers this guy had or like what his job was. Like they didn't care.
Damn.
Yeah, I want to give you guys some inside information too. So just to kind of add on to what he's saying. So, Mia was very standoffish.
Yeah,
As everyone can
very.
agree.
Oh my god, in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was probably day 2 or day 3. I had a plan, right?
Really?
And this was my plan to get Mia removed from the show.
Oh my god.
You guys heard it too on
That
the
was-
man's plan.
yes, I remember
But
this.
let
You're gonna
me
get
give the
Mia
whole-
kicked off the show.
Yeah, because like,
Right.
bro, at the end of the day, she didn't want nobody.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Peter. Honestly, like it's cool. You like Peter. It's cool. You want to get to know him, but all the attention was on Peter.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of downtime to think, right? We don't have our phones. We don't have TV, so we have a lot of times to think.
Just fucking making a
And I was just
bastard.
like, okay, hold up. Okay, we are about to go into our first elimination, right? Who is Mia going to eliminate? She hasn't gotten to know any of the guys.
Yeah.
So she's probably just gonna go any, mini, miny, mo, right? So I was talking to Nick W. I was just like, you know, it'd be a great twist if we get all the guys to agree we're not talking to Mia, right? And here comes Danny with his big ass ears. He's just like, holy heck, that is the best TV twist ever. Let me go tell the producers. So he kind of took in charge. I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. He grabs Stu, one of the producers, and he tells him the story. He comes back. Danny lives in his own world, so like, you know, he's like, bro, so true. Bro, freaking Stu loved it. He loves that twist. And then like me and Nick W, like first of all, we just met this guy, so we don't know much about him. So we're just like, okay, fantastic. This is gonna be amazing. But one second. Stu told me not to, you know, move on with this plan. Let's get higher ups to, you know, approve this. So we're like, perfect, that's fine. So it was the next day, we're sitting down. Dory comes up and she's just like, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
To you?
And I'm thinking, heck yeah, I'm the master plan. This is my idea. Let's go. Let's
my
move. Hey, so she pulls me out of camp. She told me to take off my mic. That's how I knew it was just like, okay, I'm in this.
is
You
gonna
know,
be secretive.
I better get a check out of this. That's what I was thinking.
You're like, I'm gonna get paid. For
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hold up, yeah,
idea.
it gets very not that way very soon. So she takes me outside, sits straight to like face to face, and she looks at me and says, "Why are you trying to ruin the show?" Eye to eye. And I'm just like, what do you mean?
I could see it right now. Like
Yeah,
her
you
demeanor,
know her,
bro.
exactly.
She's like one of those alpha
just
girls.
Flip the switch.
Like no, not even to flip the switch. The whole switch is on all the time.
She'll tell you how she
So
feels.
she's just like, do you think I know what I'm doing? And then I'm like, yeah, I do. Do you think HBO Max knows what they're doing? And I said, yeah. I'm still like, what the fuck? And she's just like, then why are you fucking trying to ruin my show? And then I just kind of froze. And I'm one of those guys that I like taking control of the conversation. I'm like, whoa, let's like back up. Let's like, let me explain myself before we go through that route. But long story short, and I can, talk more about this, but she pretty much said, that is Mia's character. So that's what I was talking about. Like I was going to carry over his conversation. They gave these girls characters, and that I can 100% say they did.
Okay.
So her character was to be like standoffish. She wanted, not she wanted, but like the producers wanted guys to overcome that and be like,
So
yeah,
interesting.
she's only after Peter, but I'm an alpha dog. I'm gonna steal Peter from her, kind of thing. So that was her character. And then I got my ass roasted, and probably that's why I got eliminated. I don't know.
Were you like, yo,
Who knows?
listen, misunderstanding?
Yeah, no, I told her, hey, no. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of blame it on Danny. I was just like, hey, I never told Danny to come up to you guys about this. And then like we kind of went like to a different direction because she kind of saw that I was being defensive too.
Yeah.
And she was just like, okay, well, let's not move forward and let's just not do that kind of thing. And it's
Yeah.
just
So
walked away.
in your opinion, guys, right? Who do you think should have got eliminated on episode 1 from Mia?
It was Danny.
It
and
was
who else?
It was Danny up and John. This is where it's gonna get great.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that's the kid. Listen, I remember now. That's the kid that walked out.
Yeah.
Did
You think Danny was gonna get eliminated that second, or you thought it was John?
Bro, honestly, I have no idea. Like,
Do you want to hear what Mia told me?
I would like to know because she told the show that she was going to eliminate John.
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
lies.
so interesting.
But it's
lies.
a lie.
Bro.
Damn.
She told me that Danny was gonna get eliminated, but they made her like keep him.
So
Damn.
I
To progress his character?
I have no idea.
Just because he's Danny though, like he doesn't
like
he
he was
talking.
a smooth talker, so they want guys like that are on TV
He's
that are
drama.
like not scared of the camera.
Got it.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And John was done. Like he was like not coming out. He wasn't talking after that first night when he was like Mia, he was done. Like he
Yeah,
knew
his
he was
ego
leaving.
was destroyed. John's actually one of the coolest dudes.
John's a great
and
guy.
we can all agree on this. John was actually like one of the dopest dudes on the show, but he just had his ego hurt when he tried to pick up a Mia, which like in his opinion is like a 6 when he's banging model broads because he walks for like New York Fashion Week
Yeah, that's lit.
twice a year. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
So it's
bro.
like he's used to like hanging out with 10s, no problem, and them chasing him.
I think that's the biggest thing. Do you think like the girls' egos got inflated because of the
Inflated.
ratio of the show?
100%,
Absolutely.
bro. They had the control. You got
Yeah.
to think they had the control.
Do you think? I mean, like for real though, like not just to play a character. Like, did you see progression of?
You're
their
talking
ego?
post show?
No,
like,
I'm talking-
are these girls like thinking they're
I'm
all
talking
that?
as the episodes went on. Episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like,
Of course.
Like, did you literally see genuine inflation of the egos just because of the position they were in?
Of course.
Even though this was not real life.
Of course.
So interesting. Why don't
Yeah.
you, like, how so? Please elaborate.
It's you got to think less guys, more power.
Yeah.
You know, so just like they're taking over.
And they're in a situation where they know every male is trying to like get what they have.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have the power there. you know?
Who is your favorite girl of those three that you still talk that all three you still talk to today? It doesn't have to be the same one.
Mine's,
I'm very interested.
Mine's Mia.
Mia.
Yeah, Mia is the dopest chick out of all of them.
I don't have not even close to one that I like, but if I would have to choose Louise for sure.
Louise, really?
Yeah, she in my eyes just seems the realest. But
Louise reminds me, and Louise, if you're watching this, like, don't take this the wrong way. Like, Louise reminds me of the girl that's never gonna be happy. Because
Oh, for sure. No, I agree. I agree with him though. I really do because it's like
Benedict and Mercedes.
Bro, Benedict,
I was
if you're
pissed.
watching this, bro, Benedict, bro, like you're the fucking goal, man. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
Like, you're a G,
honestly.
you're a G, man.
But they didn't have the connection, bro. Benedict was there because he's Benedict, not because he.
100%. I
Really?
agree with that,
What?
too.
Wait, we'll elaborate because please elaborate.
Like, I mean, through the grapevine, she probably figured out how many followers he had. Was like, I'm gonna monetize this and use him pretty much.
So did
That's just
production.
my opinion. I don't know, but it just seemed like that way because like she sexually never wanted him.
that's fucking crazy.
So it's like
'Cause you
if
know,
you're-
like,
if
what
you
she
sexually
likes.
don't want him, like then why do you keep stringing him along? Oh, okay, because he has X amount of followers.
Yeah.
that's
And
insane,
the
bro.
I do think the producers also see that as well.
100%.
I mean, Danny was going to be in the show for a long time from the start. Benedict was going to be in the show for a long time from the start. That's just how it goes. That's smart business, though. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Like,
HBO.
it's HBO.
They have to make a profit on this.
Absolutely.
and that's
I
how it is
understand.
and all that stuff. And you guys are like, kind of like the guinea pigs,
Yeah,
basically.
but
like,
you do have-
doing it.
Yeah, you do have to be a Danny, though, because Danny was a nobody. You do have to be either somebody who fucking doesn't shut up, like Danny doesn't shut up. He starts drama. Or you have to be a Benedict who has the clout, who's a good face, pretty,
He's funny.
There's
Yeah.
two.
He's a
He
comedian.
is hilarious, too, though. He's very funny.
He's hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
funny
think
shit.
that's a great point. I think, honestly, I don't think they kept Ben because of the clout. I think he's funny. You know what I'm saying? So when a girl
hilarious,
like
bro.
talks
It's
to
a
him,
win-win.
like, okay, there's some interest. Obviously, there wasn't like sexual interest, but there's still interest. Like, let me get to know him.
Yeah.
So maybe he shouldn't have made it as far as he did, but I don't think they kept him all the way there solely because of this clout. Because then they would have kept John, who was already verified on Instagram, who had more followers than Ben, and they didn't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but he wasn't it. Like, Benedict was, like, out there. John was, like, he was staying
John
in
just
his
like
room.
came off as a creep.
He just came out.
After that first night, because John was my roommate, he just stayed in his room. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't do anything.
He was checked out.
He was checked out.
How was like the sleeping setup? Like, how was that?
You had, like, 4 guys, bunk beds,
All in that big house?
all in that big house. Yeah.
Who are your roommate was John.
My roommate, I had John, Benedict, Nico, and Kian.
Shout out.
Kian slept in. Kian was asleep like every single day for 6
Bro,
hours a day.
Kian would sleep
16
no matter
hours a
what, bro.
day.
He would fall asleep. He would put his head down right here and fall asleep. No problem.
Bro,
He's
shout
always
out,
sleeping.
shout out to Nico though. That's the boy.
Hey, Nico's, yeah.
Hey, your room's pretty lit though.
That is
Like,
a
you had
lit
some.
room.
We had a
pretty-
good room,
Yeah, you
for
had a
sure.
pretty good room
We were
for
boys.
sure.
Mikey, what about
How
your
was-
room?
I had Asante, Nick W, Peter, and Wukash.
Well, that's just a nightmare. This sounds like a nightmare.
Bro, okay. So the first night, okay, I get drunk at this mixer, right? I don't know if everyone else got drunk, but I got wasted. I sat on Nico's lap to talk to Tamaris at one point. Because like he was they didn't put that on TV. I was like, fuck, that was hysterical.
Been great
that
TV.
would've
Bro,
been great.
Yeah.
he was sitting down spitting game and I literally just sat on his lap and started talking to Tamaris.
But that shows how committed he is for
Yeah.
the cameras. He was sitting
I
on
was-
people's
I
laps.
was sitting on
That's so
motherfuckers'
funny.
laps. So I get wasted. I get upstairs, ready to go to sleep around 2 o'clock, right after we took our mics off. And I'm laying there and I knew Peter was a snake, like in the very beginning. Like I knew Peter.
Is Peter a snake?
Let me explain. So like
Alright.
when we first met the girls, Peter's first reaction was to turn around to myself, Asante, and Nick W and say, damn, these girls are trash this season.
Jeez.
And in my head, I'm thinking the game. I'm not thinking about the girls. I'm not thinking about, like, I'm thinking about how can I get this 100K?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm thinking like, okay, this guy is saying this to get a reaction out of us so he can go tell the girls. So I'm like, okay, this is not happening on my eye. So Nick W and Asante go, yeah, bro, these girls are busted.
Oh my god.
And I'm just
my
like,
God,
I'm
no.
like, fuck. I'm not saying nothing. He's like, Mikey, what do you think? I'm like, I think they're beautiful.
Let's go.
So then,
Yo, but is that why you and Danny came at Peter?
yes, that's the
Fuck.
backstory behind it.
Okay.
Yes. So then that same night, I get home or I get back to my my room with Peter and all of them. Right, and I'm laying in bed. Peter just laid in bed. He was on a bunk bed with Asante on top, and I was like right next to the window on my own personal bed. It was like a twin, like it was very small. So I'm laying down, and I close my eyes. I go, drunk as fuck. I'm like, Peter, you're a fucking snake, and I know it.
Hey, I want to say something I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Okay, so this could be. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible, but anyways. Mikey had this beef with Peter from the start, right? And this is really early on, maybe episode 1 or 2. and I'm singing. I'm like, yo, Mikey's a genius. You know what I'm saying? He's like trying to, start beef with someone on purpose to get camera time, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. So fast forward. Fast forward when the show ends, right? And then he's my roommate. Hopefully all three of us is gonna be roommates when Nikki's lease is up. But anyways, so I'm having a conversation after the show is done, and I'm like, "Yo, Mikey, that was great. Like, you're doing your thing like from the very start of the show. You're trying to start a beef with fake beef with Peter." And I was like, that's why I kind of joined in too, because I wanted to be like, have some camera scenes.
Yep.
And then Mikey said that wasn't beef. That was like real. And I'm out here thinking he's faking it for camera time. But he's like legit serious. Like,
Dude, I had this like whole persona in my head. Like, I really have to not like this guy for it to be real.
Yeah.
Right?
because
like,
you were even talking mess with him outside of the camera.
Yeah. So like, this is like, okay. So like, this was like the first 2 episodes. Like, I truly did not like Peter. Because like I was like, he literally is trying to play the game.
Trying to
he's
set you up.
Trying to set us up.
Yeah.
And like I'm smarter than him. And like I remember when I remember when I told him, I'm like, Peter, you're a fucking snake, all fucked up. And he opens his eyes and looks at me and goes, you don't know me, man. He's like the whitest black guy or the Asianest black guy I've ever met. Like he's like thug, but he's like Asian. Like it's the funniest
Bro,
thing.
it's funny as
I think
fuck.
that all went out the window when he was in that room.
Yeah.
And when she
He's like,
went
I'm
up
grown.
to him,
I'm grown.
when he
It's like,
ran
I'm
away.
changed.
I've changed. I'm like,
He's like,
what?
He's like,
Yeah.
Mia, I changed.
He lost all credibility there. All of it.
No, but so after like episode 3, like he was just like, I'm not fucking with this MMA fighter. Like, can we be friends? I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. We'll be friends.
All right,
Like, I was just over it.
That's what I want to know to the start. It's like in real life.
Yeah,
it's-
no, real life. Like I love Peter. I think he's a
That's
great dude.
awesome.
I just that's how my personality is. I really don't like a lot of people in the very beginning, unless like you're just so genuine. Like I'm always like thinking somebody has a vendetta. Like they're there for like they want to be my friend for X, Y, and Z, and it's nothing positive. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Until like I can verify. You know. Like
So-
Nick and I fucking hated this guy. If you want to get into that,
That's actually not true, because when we first met, we were actually vibing a little bit at the pool at the top.
You thought
Then
y'all
you
were vibing.
turned on him.
No,
Then you
you
turned
were-
on
no,
him.
Let's hear this story.
Right?
Let's hear the story.
So okay, so the whole story is I don't know if Nick wants to.
I
want Nick
just
to talk.
want to say from my
Yeah.
point of view, right? So you guys know me, like you guys know like who I am, how I probably was in this house, right? I wasn't like Mikey. I was too focused on what I was gonna say to like worry about all this other shit.
Yeah.
like I was, you know what I'm saying? So Mikey was in the like getting all the camera time, right? Like the girls were over there. Mikey was wherever the cameras were, not even like not even by the girls doing the camera thing. I was like fucking jealous, right? Like I was envious of that camera time, and so I fucking hated Mike. Like I legit hated Mike. Like I was okay. Hate's such a strong fucking word. I'm so sorry.
Dude, it's okay.
It's
okay.
So how deep into this are we getting? Are we going
You're
into
going
what
as
happened
deep
in the
as-
show?
As deep as you want.
So
deeper than deeper.
So
I was waiting for you to finish that sentence
I was
and
like,
have it go horribly wrong.
I stopped myself.
So elimination 1, they were like, they got us together. They said, hey, this is your time. If you get eliminated, like make a fucking impact, right? So I was thinking of all these things I could do just because I went into every elimination. Well, I was only in 2, thinking that I was going to get booted, right?
Did you wait real quick? Let me cut you off. I apologize. Did you know like that you were gonna get eliminated on that episode? Did you have a gut?
I had
feeling?
I had a gut feeling for sure because the conversation did not go good.
How did that even end? How did that conversation end?
She said that I was coming off as aggressive, and then I was like, I apologize. Have a great night.
Yeah, like, he's just like
But that's not even how it went, though. I don't even want to talk about it. So they cut just for the record, they cut our entire conversation. Anyways, so elimination 1, I talked to the producer, right? I say, listen, I'm gonna tell everybody that Mikey has a girlfriend, and he's fucking loving it. He's like, that's amazing, do it. But he kind of like they like let you know if you're gonna get eliminated or not. He's like,
You
well,
wouldn't know, bro. You wouldn't know because you would have to do like this whole post elimination interview before you even got eliminated.
my gosh.
And so my producer, like everyone has their own like their guy, right? He came up and talked to me after the first one. He's like, we'll chop it up and plan out next week, right? Second elimination, he didn't do that. So I was like, fuck. I'm going home. Anyways, I was like, this is it. Because guys, if I didn't do what I did, no one's fucking talking about me. I get 0 camera time. I'm fucking nowhere.
Yeah, no, that was smart.
This is my only way to like fucking do something.
He had like 4 articles piggy banking off my name.
Literally.
Oh,
That was my concept, was like, I'm not going to be in any articles. If I am in one, it's going to be because I fucking take this guy down.
It's like, who is Mikey D's
So
girlfriend?
I will take credit for having a plan. Like, that's the only plan I had this entire show, was to take Mikey D
No,
down.
I thought it was smart, but like when I saw you on TV do that, dude, I was freaking out.
It was a bitch move.
We were already
Not
like
gonna
good
lie.
friends before the show, and I saw you like just go at this guy that I didn't know anything about you, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. So I was like, that was like sick. And then when you guys like met up with each other after you both got eliminated,
Mikey was like, fuck. Well, wait, we didn't even tell the story about how it went down. Like, I don't think people are like drawing the conclusion.
So yeah, so
what happened.
Long story short, I get eliminated, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to go out.
On episode 2.
On episode 2. What episode were you, bro? Okay, anyways.
One more past you, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm getting eliminated, and I'm like, all right, guys, Mikey D has a girlfriend. Anyways, I didn't think into the future, right? Because when other people get eliminated in the next episodes, they walk in, this big fucking thing when they walk into Limbo. And so I didn't think that far ahead. Next episode, we're all waiting for people to come in who get eliminated. I'm like, fuck, it's Mikey D.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at me. He has this look in his eye.
I want to fucking eat him.
He made a smart ass remark towards me, which I fully deserved, right? And he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so I'm literally just like,
what smart remark was that?
Yeah, he said something like, he said that he wanted to physically hurt me. I forgot how he said it.
That too,
they
bro.
cut it. They cut
They
it. And
cut
I
it,
wish
bro.
they some of the funniest things they took out of the show, like that would have been funny.
I thought one of the
But the point of the show wasn't about that, you know.
One of the funniest things to me, because I know Mikey, was when Nick had a girlfriend. They just like put the camera on Mikey's confused ass face. Like he's just like, what the fuck? Like he probably is like, who is this guy? Why is he saying this?
So here's the thing, though. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. I had zero idea. But I guess that's the caveat.
So long story short, you know how I said it took like 6 months to get on the show?
Yeah.
So between me applying in like September of 2020 or some shit like that, or like what was it, like 2021, and January when I got the call, I achieved to find a girlfriend, which is something I was not looking for. It just happened. I went out one day and I met this girl and like we vibed, and like we started dating like in December. And then like we dated for like a month or 2, and then the show came out around, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on this TV show." And she's like, "You're a fucking loser if you leave me to go on a TV show."
Just like,
and I was like, I will never forget to the day I die that I said this to her, and I kind of feel bad, but it's really funny to talk about. But I literally was on the phone and I'm looking at myself in the mirror shirtless, and I go, "Baby, I'm gonna be a fucking star."
Oh my god.
I'm looking at bro.
And yo, she took me serious when I said that. Like she didn't laugh or cry or nothing about it. She was like, okay. And then we broke up.
My god.
But like I had full intentions of like going on the show, not getting with no girls, and then coming home and being with her, because I actually did like her. So like
So yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know. Like he was like a total guess. I didn't tell a soul.
And this is what I tell people who text me and ask if you had a girlfriend. They're like, "Did he really have a girlfriend?" I'm like, "Not really."
So
It was like it was a very new relationship. But like I'm a loyal guy. Like if I tell you like I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not a cheater. I've never been a cheater in my life. Yeah, I wasn't raised that way. So like I didn't want to cheat on her. Like it wasn't my goal. But like at the very end of like if I was on the show till like episode 8, and if Tamara's had to kiss me, I'm like, I have to kiss her.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say, "Hold on, I have a girlfriend. Don't kiss me." And then,
Mikey, wait. So why did you say on the post show that you didn't have a girlfriend?
the post. When was the post show?
When not mansplain. When you went to Limbo, I think somewhere down.
Okay,
No,
so-
it was when it was they.
This is
were
when
in
they,
court.
they had the court thing. Okay, so basically,
That fucking idiot Nikolai. No offense, dude. You're an idiot.
so basically, it was
Yeah,
me and
Nikolai's my
Kylan in this
boy.
like court scenario where Nikki Glazer was like being the judge, right? And then she was like, "Is it true you came on a reality TV show with a girlfriend?" I was like, "Well, technically we broke up." She's like, "Wait a minute, so you broke up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, technically." She's like, "So you didn't have a girlfriend?" But like me, it's like if we just broke up, like I still got a girlfriend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
And
saying?
you're
Like,
planning on going back.
Yeah,
and
like
then-
I was planning to go back. Like I didn't want to like fucking fuck it all up.
Yo, maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm confused.
Why?
Like it's like in my eyes, I'm like, hey, you broken up. You broken up.
Yeah,
like that's my
shit,
thing. I'm like,
yeah.
You're a nice guy,
single.
bro.
You're single.
I thought
You're
you
a
were
nice guy. He's a
thought
good
you-
boy.
I thought you were a nice guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's like, I'm
not.
single now. Like one day he's single. This guy.
So when you
just
guys saw each other in Limbro, like, did you kind of like, were you like, yeah, that was kind of smart? Or were you just like all anger?
So it wasn't. I'm not really the most angry
gave me
person
no
in the
credit.
world, but I like cursed him out. I was like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Blah blah. Blah. He's like, you should have been a better F boy, bro. Like, you can cut that part. But yeah, I was like, you got eliminated first, piece of shit. Like,
He
I
did
don't
say
know what to
that,
tell you.
and I had nothing to say to that. And that was that. But here's where I was a little bit worried because like everybody, like Mike's like everybody at Limbro, right? Once Mike got there, they could feel like, yo, Nick got this guy eliminated. Like it was this weird. There was this weird energy.
Like no one trusted him.
So yeah. I mean, dude. I ratted him out. Listen, I accept it. I literally did that just for the show. But I talked to him. I was like, yo, because before Mike came, we were all like going out, having a good time. Like the boys were like vibing, right? And so I was like, don't fucking switch up on me. Like that was just for the show that I ratted. Like, you know, I was like, that's not me. And so I had to talk to the boys, sit them down, be like, hey, don't fucking like switch up on me because like of what I did in the show.
Yeah,
because that's not me. Like,
yeah, it's
you know,
not real. Yeah, yeah.
Just like
I mean,
you were under pressure too for a lot of reasons. Pressure from the
Oh, bro.
producer, pressure for
bro, stress
yourself.
was so high. Literally, I'm gonna tell you something. So the week before we started filming, we were quarantined. Like, bro, we were like prisoners in this fucking hotel, bro. It was
In a Holiday Inn Express,
In a
we could not
Holiday Inn
leave.
Express, we couldn't leave. We couldn't even talk to each other. They wouldn't even let us like talk to each other. And so I was
No
so
phone.
stressed out over this show. Like I was like, what do I do? How is this gonna be? They keep coming in saying, what's your plan? I just told them I'm gonna be myself. Like that's who I am. I'm just like just be myself. Don't fucking say myself as a rat, and I ratted. During that whole week, I was stressed. I was so stressed out. I texted my ex-girlfriend of like I haven't spoken to her in forever. I texted my ex-girlfriend and I was like, yo, can we get some coffee when I get back?
Oh my god!
Like I asked
What
her.
a puss.
But that's how stressed out I was, is that like when I get really stressed, I'm like, I get like super like emotional. I'm a Cancer, right? Like I don't know. And so I reached out to my ex, like that's how like crazy this quarantine made me.
And how was like as far as like isolation with your phones and stuff?
No cell phone.
They gave us a cell phone because quarantine went on longer than they thought. So they gave it back for like a day or two.
Oh,
and anyways, it still was tough though. Like
Like I don't know how many TV shows I could rewatch on like the TV they gave us. And half of
jeez.
it was in Spanish. So like
And where was the show filmed?
it was in Cabo, Mexico.
Got it. Okay.
So it was so funny when you get off the plane, right? When you first got there, they're like, okay, we're gonna escort you to the van. So they'll meet us in the airport. They escort us to the van, and then we had to stay there for like 35 minutes to wait for the other people. So in the first van that I sat in when I first got to Cabo, right, it was myself, Brant, the NFL player, and
Wait, like the uncle?
yes,
He's an NFL player.
Funkle,
yeah,
the
former,
Funkle.
for the Chargers
You
and the
lying?
Cardinals or something.
What a fucking legend.
So it was myself, Brant, and Nico.
Oh, he's great.
Nico is great. So they bring us, they just start driving. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, they're going to bring us to this palace of a house.
Yeah.
They bring us right to the Holiday Inn. And I made a joke when we were passing. I'm like, look, guys, this is where we're staying.
Oh my god.
Bro, it was so funny when I said that because long and behold, they made that U-turn and we pulled right into the Holiday Inn Express. And we stayed 7 days there.
I think we stayed longer than 7 days.
I think it was a total of like,
I think it was 10.
Was it?
Yeah, I think
It
I got
was a
extended
lot,
3
bro.
days. But to go off of Nikki's point, like I feel people reacted very different with the quarantine, you know, because it was a long period of time. And like you said, we were stuck in the room. We would have like an hour break a day to go to like the gym or to the beach. However, we couldn't talk to anybody. It was just like you're just out your room for 1 hour. So you're pretty much in prison kind of thing. And it's funny, they kept checking up on us. They're like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? How's your mental health? for me, I reacted different from Nikki. I was just like, this is amazing. Like, no, it's like I could just relax, chill. I'm getting paid for this. I can order anything I want from the menu. It was heaven for me for the first 10 days.
That's how I'd be.
It was so good.
So Elon and I are roommates, and he loves his room. So like I know,
Come on, bro.
I know that he definitely loved it. But the reason why it went 3 days longer, I don't know if you guys know this, but Mia, on the show, was an extra in the beginning. So there was already another girl that was going to take her place.
So apparently they brought 6 girls, and they didn't know who was going to actually go on.
Right.
No
so
way.
Mia went there like last minute, like on a call last minute, and didn't bring any clothes. So those 3 days is where her clothes were getting shipped from. I think she was originally from Delaware. So from Delaware to Cabo, Mexico was 3 days long of shipping her clothes for the show.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know
Why'd
that.
she get
Six
in? They
girls?
Because the girl that they had originally, I think, for her part, just didn't wasn't the same personality that they interviewed. So like, here's an example, right? When I first got into the Holiday Inn Express, Dory, the head producer, walked into my room randomly and goes, "Hey, my name is Dory. What's your name?" And I'm like, "My name is Mike." She's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Do a catwalk for me." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I'm gonna play this song for you. I want you to look sexy." I'm like, fuck yeah. So I stripped down, bro. I'm like in my underwears, bro. I'm in my underwears. I fucking take my shirt off, and she's like, "I want you to do a catwalk for me." I'm like, "I walked New York Fashion Week. I got you." So I started doing a catwalk. She's like sexy. I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I got it." And I started swinging my shirt, putting me into my shirt, bro. And she's like, "You're in." So I'm thinking in my head like I could have been an extra too. And then, my catwalk.
Wow.
This is me thinking like my catwalk is what solidified my spot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did they do the same thing with you guys?
No,
Hell no.
Damn.
I would have not
weird,
have done
right?
that.
Yeah, that is weird.
so there was 2 guys that went. There was one guy that went home. That was just sent there, and then they shipped him home.
There's
Because
a few.
was there more?
Yeah.
There's a few.
Damn. What?
Yeah, because like they just didn't pull the personality that they had on the same. Like, dude, my personality is like always the same.
Yeah.
It never changes.
Consistent.
Like, I would do that shit right now if you asked me.
Yeah.
Someone asked me. Someone asked me.
Hey, apparently they brought a few guys, and they were all sent home, but they were
Paid.
got the whole entire money of the 6 weeks that they were supposed to be.
Are you? I don't know if
They
you guys are
actually-
allowed to discuss, but like they paid you guys
It's-
to be on the
it's-
show in general, or
It was minimum wage for 6 weeks.
It's not minimum wage, bro. There's no way.
Bro, I would have did that shit for free. Period.
Yeah.
I would literally went on vacation, had an opportunity to be on TV.
Mikey makes a lot of money, so he thinks big money's minimum wage. So keep that in mind. It's not minimum wage.
So
bro.
wait. Mikey and Elon, what was it like being roommates with each other?
So this didn't happen until like after the show. So basically, this is the whole story. I came home, and these guys came home as well, and Nick and I became friends at the time from Limbro. And
How did you guys like patch it up real quick?
So I think I'm just like I'm a very forgiving person. Like usually I am, depending on like what the circumstance is. But like
We also understand that it was a show.
Yeah,
like
we
I
understood
think we
it was a
all
show.
like once you're done with the show, like obviously Limbro, because that was being filmed.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, all right, that it is what it is.
It's real life.
it's like, why am I gonna hold a grudge again? Like, who gives a shit? Like, so we just moved on. So we would work out together, the gym and shit. Like, I don't know. He was cool. So I came home.
Thank you very much.
I
for
came
that.
home from the show, and then I was just so depressed. I'll be honest, I was so depressed because like I went from having all these guys and like this like camaraderie of like, oh, it's almost like you're having like your football team like live with you.
And
Like, it
it's
was
like-
like the coolest thing.
also like just being on TV, like it's like a dream come true.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like having all your meals cooked for you, like having your bed made for you every morning, like literally you're just being pampered without even thinking about it. And I just got so used to it.
They literally did everything for us. Like there's this cafe by the hotel. Like the tab, you can get anything you want from the tab.
Unlimited. And the food
Unlimited
was
anything.
delicious.
There was a gym, just walking distance. We
Where-
go to the gym in the morning, go to the cafe, eat whatever we wanted, like anything.
Weren't some
And
of these guys like spoiled LA guys and they were like bitching the whole time?
I
told
ain't gonna
me
lie.
there was
so
a
we'll
lot
get,
of
we'll get
bitching.
to that. So should we tell them the villa story, the jailhouse?
Now you have to.
I mean, we can. I think we can.
It's a long story,
We can.
but
We
we'll
can
get into it
condense
like
it.
a
Let's
quick-
condense it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what happened, right? The 16 guys that were eliminated already. Okay, we were just stir crazy from just like being on the show and then being off the show and like just like doing this day-to-day thing of just like waking up, going to the cafe, going to the gym, and then just like chilling. So we were just bored. So 16 of us decided to go escape the Holiday Express Inn. Okay,
I escaped like every other weekend.
yeah.
I was,
So we jumped into a white van, which was an Uber somehow. I have no idea how Uber was that big, but we got all 16 guys in there. We went downtown to Mandala, which was like a nightclub, and we bought like 9 bottles and spent like fucking $6,000. But
sure, we were getting tables.
we were getting tables every single night. So we did that for 3 nights straight, and then basically we got home, and then the security guard was like, I'm snitching on you guys. So he snitched on us. Ben, the big producer, had a conversation with us and was like, you guys are all getting in trouble. Like, HBO is going to sue you guys because you guys are breaching contract.
What?
So we're all scared shitless. And we're like, fuck up. What are we going to do? So lo and behold, Dwayne had like this big mouth and was like showing the producer like videos of us partying. And this is how we got caught. Like he like had like videos of like Elijah wasted on the floor, Nick and I like fucking smacking cheeks and fucking having fun. And like the only person that didn't go out was Brant, Elon, and I think that was it.
That's a good man, Elon.
Yes.
That's a good man.
Elon literally was like anything for my blue check and didn't get it.
100%. Well, that was my mission.
Literally.
I kept talking about that the whole entire time.
Yeah, but Elon, every time we were going out, Elon's like, yeah, bro, I'm going.
Okay, so let's go back to the villa, right? So we all get in trouble since Dwayne ratted on us, not even knowing, and they only picked the guys that were on the video to send to the villa. Now the villa was this beautiful estate, right on the water, amazing, right? The only problem was it was 2 hours away from any filming that we had. The first hour was pavement. The next hour is literally the Rocky Mountains.
Got it.
And when I say that, like, I mean, I got car sick, and I don't get car sick ever. Like, it was just like this, like, dude, like half of it was like on a cliff.
Got
Like,
it.
you didn't know if you were going to make it there.
Jeez.
Right?
No, it was literally like an hour and a half of literally
Bumps.
like bumps, and we were in like the car. What you said, bad suspension, right? Is that
Yeah,
the
it
term?
was just like a brand new Toyota van, but like the suspension could not stand a
Like,
chance.
we were just like that for an hour and
We
a half.
needed to be in like a Jeep with like 40-inch tires, like, period,
And
to get through this.
it didn't make any sense. That was what was frustrating to me. Like, we literally told them we would rather go to a shitty hotel 5 minutes away than this $10 million villa because the drive was so bad.
They wanted to just keep us
we-
away from everything.
And the producers were mind blown. He's like, you guys literally want to stay at a 2-star hotel over a $10 million villa. And we were like, yep.
And like, it sounds so bougie to be like, I don't want to go there. But like, we were just so strung out from that
Yeah.
ride. Like, we didn't even want to film. Like, it was almost like, all right, let's go 2 hours, right? This is exactly our day to day. We'd wake up at this villa, which was beautiful, right? I'm not trying to knock it, right? It was beautiful. But like, we had no food made for us. Like, we were just so used to this, like, every meal was made for us. And then we went to eating pizza bagels and fucking living like a normal college guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We had life really good at the hotel. Like, we would sit like at the cafe, like these little Latinas would be walking past us. They'd be going to the gym.
Columbia mommies.
So like it was a good time. And I just don't know why they made us go anyway.
I honestly think they took it really easy on y'all. So here's one of the biggest reasons why I didn't go out, right? What we signed said, if you break any of these rules, they can sue you for every little penny you have. So when these guys are like, hey, we're going to go out, I'm like a thinker. I'm like, yo, we just signed this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys doing? In my head, I'm just like, what are you guys doing? And I honestly think they took it really easy on y'all. They kept y'all on the show.
At the end of the day, they did take it easy on us because like 2 of the guys actually got sent home.
Well, that's because they
3.
They abused it after they got the
abused it
warning.
after the
Yeah.
warning.
That's ridiculous.
They weren't even in the main plane. They
Idiots,
legit
bro.
was in a plane and sent home.
Which was Gnome, Elijah, and Austin.
That one fucker.
So out of everybody on the show, I did not like Austin.
That's who I said.
Like, I was screaming in Mercedes' face, hating on Peter, but I love Mercedes and I love Peter now.
Yeah.
But like Austin, I still don't like. And the reason behind it is just like, he's just like one of those guys that thinks like he deserves the world and some.
Just because.
Like, if he's talking, everyone needs to shut the fuck up. You know?
Got it. Yeah.
And I don't fuck with people like that.
Yeah. No.
I have a question for you guys. Like, if you guys were to watch the show and not know anybody, like, who did you guys like from like a fan of the show, not even a fan?
Yeah, that's
but
a good question.
As a viewer, like without any bias, who do
Alan,
you
go
guys
first.
like the most?
I think I liked Benedict the best.
For sure.
Like that's who I was like kind of riding for in the end. I knew he wasn't gonna fucking win though. Like the guys like him in these shows never win. So I knew. And I actually loved Mercedes too.
Yeah.
Because Mercedes was like, he's got this whole like his like the interviews in between all the like juicy stuff. Like he was like, oh, I got this mapped out, whatever. And I thought it was like pretty genius, like, you know, some of the things that he was doing or whatever, like turning people against each other or whatever. Did I think it was like a little snaky? Yeah. But like it was interesting to watch from like a consumer standpoint. That's what I thought.
So Mercedes is like actually one of the coolest guys ever. Yeah. But the most impressive thing to me was, to go off that, is when Mercedes and Nikolai, right? Mercedes is like, I'm literally going to make this guy shoot himself in the foot.
That was
and he's just saying, Nikolai, you have to go tell Luis that you called her a dumb blonde. And Nikolai actually did it.
Dude,
and
that's
then,
all
and then Custom Mercedes just laughed.
Dude, this motherfucking idiot straight up dapped Mercedes up and thanked him for
Yo,
that was so funny.
Wait,
to
really
watch.
quick. For the record, though,
This
Nikolai
idiot.
is a great dude. Like, Nikolai is my
Nikolai
boy.
is a great
Yeah,
dude.
and not
He's
just that,
amazing.
he was wasted that night, which y'all saw where he actually, you know,
Went up to
confirmed
her.
it, everything. Bro, he was so gone, bro.
I mean, how much were you guys allowed to drink?
2 drinks per hour.
Oh, 2 drinks per hour.
However, the bartenders were super nice.
Also, if you sandwich them, you can go shot, 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 shot.
Yeah.
You're just pounding
Gotcha.
4
If
shots.
you waited 2 hours, you would take 4 shots.
Asante was ordering drinks, because it was 2 drinks per hour, going upstairs and storing it, and then going back. And like at one point, he had like 8 drinks, and then bam, bam, bang, 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 bang.
Oh, I thought it
To
was
the
like
dome.
going to be like 2 drinks per night.
You would
That's it.
think, bro, you would think 2 drinks per hour is nothing until you're drinking 2 drinks per hour.
Yeah.
Damn.
Then you after like 3 hours, you're actually pretty. Like, I don't drink a lot, so like me having like 6 drinks in 3 hours, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. I think if I watch a show as like a completely normal viewer, my tops would definitely be Benedict for sure. That dude's hilarious. First of all, he's a comedian in real life. So whenever he cracked a joke and just started geeking himself, I was geeking. Funny as shit. I would have liked Mikey, even if I didn't know him, but I knew him leading up to the show. And who are the other people that I like actually really fucked with right off the bat? Shit. I had in my head that I really liked them. Come on, throw names out there, help, because I have a point
Elon.
going up with this. Yes, Elon.
Nikki P.
Yes, Nikki P.
I think as a consumer,
Oh,
you
Danny.
if
Sorry,
you didn't know me,
Danny.
you'd probably be like Nick's a
I
rat.
think I would have liked. Sorry, to interrupt. I think I would have liked Danny off the bat.
We don't
You
know
what
that
I
guy.
mean?
Next question.
No, so my question here is going to be from that. Wait, I completely forget what I was going to say.
Let me
Go
take
talk.
this
Yeah,
over.
I
All
completely.
right.
I had a really good question, but I forget what I was
I
going to say.
want to know about calculated chaos because I didn't know that any of you guys like knew each other. And then once I heard about the brand, that was like super interesting because like I was just like, well, fuck, like how like they all came from nowhere, you know, like from out of nowhere, and they started this brand together. And like I feel like everything was kind of like super fast paced.
Very
So,
fast.
success.
So, I'll start from the very beginning. I was on an MMA podcast back in 2021, and the guy asked me, "What does it feel like to be fighting in the cage, like with another dude? Like, what does that feel like?" And then I just like paused, like, and I was like, "Man, it feels like calculated chaos." And then he zoomed back in his chair, like on this podcast, and I'm just like, "What? What did I say?" And he's like, "Bro, is that your new nickname?" And I'm like, no. And his producer in the back was like, "That's a t-shirt at least." And then like in my head, it just clicked. Like my mind was like, how do I monetize this? This is amazing. So then I just
this
had that
before the show?
This is 2021,
Yeah.
like before the show, before everything. Like I was just like thinking like, oh shit, like this is crazy. So I just kept it in my back pocket. I didn't think about anything of it. I hashtagged it for a little bit, like through like my fight camps and shit, because like it was like really meaningful. Because if you really think about it, you know, the word calculated chaos is like so relatable to any sport or any like professional activity. You know, if you take a race car, right, and you have a terrible driver behind it, every move is not calculated anymore. It's just chaos.
Yeah.
But if you have the right driver behind it, now you're talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same with any sport that you're like truly passionate about. And then we just put it into fitness. So basically what happened was I came up with a name. I had it just like laying in the back of my mind. We went on the show. I came home and I was like, I want to make my own brand. So then I started going, like trying to find distributors and shit. And then I asked Nikki, I called Nikki. The first person I called was Nick. And I was like, yo, I'm going to make a brand. Do you want to be like a sponsored athlete? He goes, no. I'm like, whoa. Why is he saying no to me? And he's like, I don't want to be athlete. I want to be your partner. I'm like, whoa, this is even better. He's like, I already had my brand before. So I have the experience. I do the videography. I do the photography. I do everything. Like, I already have this set. And he's like, I already talked to Elon about it. I want Elon on it too. Because Elon's like, dude, he might not talk a lot, but he's very smart.
I think Elon's
he
doing
is
well.
very, very smart.
Yeah.
And like, he is so nice to have. With like shipping, he's been selling stuff on eBay for like the last 10 years. So like, he knows exactly like shipping, labels, web design. Like, he's very, very, very smart. And it's really nice. Like, the trio we have right here is like, honestly, is like really like lucky.
Yeah, you guys each bring something different to the table.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So for me, it was. Thank you for bringing me along, by the way, Nikki. So we were in the show still. Myself and Nikki, we were on the show still, and we were talking about, hey, like, we got to start a brand. Like, we got to figure something out. We got to take advantage of this opportunity. As soon as we get back, we got to start something. So, as soon as we got back, Nikki hit me up, and he said, hey, Mikey's in also. And I'm like, perfect. Let's just get together. And then that's when Mikey was just like, I have, like, the best name ever, Calculated Chaos. And I heard it and I'm just like, wow, two complete opposites.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Tell them what that number means below the calculator.
The 10-91V is police coding for vicious animal. So like, if they make a call and they're like, there's like a dog or something, or an animal that's like trying to bite somebody, it's the code for it.
Someone has already gotten a tattoo of it.
That's
No
crazy.
way.
Yeah,
That's
tattoo,
crazy.
bro.
Oh, that
That's
must be awesome.
That
to
was
see.
I've never felt like that way in my life. Like,
That's
that was a crazy
insane.
feeling. Can I really quick just like tell a story from my perspective?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Because it's like the craziest thing ever. I remember it so vividly. So I was actually dyeing my hair when this happened. So I'm dyeing my hair, right? And this is when Mike and I are like, we're friends, you know, talking about the whole TikTok thing. I'm asking him questions, all this. Anyways, and so he calls me. I get a call from him. And this is like in the show, like we both like were into fitness. He was asking me some questions and all that. So we all knew, and like Elon, we all knew like we're in the fitness industry. Alpha Elite, like we're like Alpha Elite's the place to be. Like Alpha Land's opening, it's the place to be. And so I think Mike's very smart when it comes to like, he knows who he wants to, like, you know, like he could have asked anybody. He could have asked anybody and talked to anybody about it. But he knows like Elon, Mike, and I would make a good fit. We're all here. And so I'm dyeing my hair. I get a phone call from Mike and he's like, what do you think about this? And he's like, Calculated Chaos. He sent me the video of him in the podcast. And
That's all recorded, which is
and it's all recorded. Yeah. And so I watch it and I'm like, the name, like it just spoke, like it literally, like I was like, this is it. Like we are going, because Elon brought it up in, like, we were just all sitting at the cafe and we were just like, we need to like do something from this. Right. And I'm going to tell you guys like really quick. So I don't know if you guys are going to put this in or not, but there was one night I was tripping shrooms in Mexico, right? And so Elon and I were having a really good conversation. And he's like, he asked me, he's like, why do you think you were on this show? And I was like, I don't think I'm on this show for the show. Like, and that was it. It was like, I just don't think I'm on the show for the show. There's something much more that's going to come from this, right? I have chills like talking about it because like I didn't know what it was though. So when Mikey called me and told me about this, we were all like, Elon, Mike, and I were like, let's fucking do it. And so Mike booked a flight, literally booked a flight that night. He booked a flight that night and said, I'm coming. And so he stayed for a month. Mike stayed for a month. And we just literally, we were all of us.
Every morning we would wake up and we would just work on designs.
Yeah, all of us.
Every single morning.
We were just
we made like literally like 20 drops.
Damn.
In the span of 1 month.
And yeah, it was just crazy. It happens like success, like speed. It just happened fast.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys think about it, like it took, like we went so fast.
We made a brand in less than 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it came together very quickly.
Very, like professionally too,
we didn't
not
half-ass.
half-assed.
It
Yeah,
looks really,
absolutely.
it's great.
I like the hats.
But
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
super
it's
sick.
because we spent so much time. Like you
And
said,
a lot of
time.
we would wake up, talk about this, go to the gym, eat,
Talk
get back,
about
talk about it
this.
some more, and then go to sleep and repeat. Like
Yeah.
we were focused on getting this out as soon as possible because we knew the show was coming out very soon,
Mm-hmm.
and we wanted to use that as a tool to be able to move our merchandise.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it helped us.
It
very
didn't
much.
really. In retrospect, it really didn't help us that much.
I think it's mostly just
But
like
it brought
people
you
who
guys
support us.
together.
Oh,
It-
for sure.
Like if it wasn't for the show, I would never be on this podcast right now.
Yeah.
I would never have known these guys. I
in
would never
Jersey?
be living in Texas. I would still be living with my mom and dad in Jersey, going to the Jersey Shore and getting wasted at DJs. Probably still fighting MMA, still doing jiu-jitsu.
Best friends with Danny, probably.
Probably friends with Danny, going to Miami. This is where I pictured myself realistically, like where I thought I was gonna be.
Y'all went from hating each other to doing business together.
I mean, I never hated Elon. Elon
No,
was
I'm
just
not- Elon,
Well, yeah, Nick and I, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it's just like how it came about is just crazy. Like we met on a reality, like think of this. We met on a reality TV show. And I was like, I want to make my own brand. And then I called him and he was like, I'm down. And then I called he already talked to him about it.
What do you
And
guys
then we
wish?
started it.
Sorry about that.
No,
What do
you're
you
good.
guys wish to embody through this? Because we talked about the meaning behind it, like how it came to be. What do you want to like embody and represent through Calculated Chaos?
See, I think we would agree that one of the things, there's a lot of things that we would say, but one of the things is just like a brotherhood, you know? Like we see other brands that, you know, obviously are running around Alpha Land and they have a squad.
Yeah.
And they have people in it that's all about it, committed. They want to do fitness. They want to, you know, have something that they create that can grow. And that's what we really, I think our main focus is, just that brotherhood, creating content and moving and making badass clothes, to be honest.
like that.
Yeah. Like we want you to put this shirt on and be like, fuck, this is a feeling. This is not just a garment. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why like the logo is how it's designed and why it took so much fucking money to make. Like we wanted to just go above and beyond, like through the first launch. Like we didn't care about the money.
Damn.
You know, like money will come, you know?
Yeah.
But we want to build that camaraderie of like people that are just like, yo, that brand is fucking sick.
Bro.
Like, damn, that material is amazing. Like, who's your distributor? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that's what we wanted to create, you know?
And so I'm just a very like emotional person. I like that idea of it, right? So when I was back home the other day, and this is when I was like, okay, this shit is like special, right? I mean, yes, the like community, like a brotherhood, that stuff's like fucking very important to me, right? But I went to the gym with one of my friends, and she was talking about how much like the brand meant to her, like because she's one of my good friends. She's, you know, like supported, like she bought my old brand, but she's like, that shit was just like dope clothes, right? She's like Calculated Chaos is my life, right? So she was like legit like getting emotional about it. And so like that is what like, and it's kind of hard to see because you don't know how everybody feels. We didn't know, like you don't really realize the impact that you make until someone tells you. Yeah. And so when we see like people getting a fucking tattoo, when people say like, yo, like Calculated Chaos, like that shit actually speaks to me and means something to me. Like that's when you like realize like this is fucking special. Like we don't talk about it enough. We don't like celebrate that enough because we're just always like trying to like to grow, build, like think of, you know, but like if you take a step back and you're like, holy shit, this is like actually meaningful to people and it's meaningful to us. Like that's what
gives us the motivation, you know, like, you know, like I said before, it's so relatable to any sport. It doesn't matter what you do.
And life.
In life too. Like it's relatable in anything in your life, you know? So I feel like we wanted to put it towards the gym community because fitness is a huge market.
You say it's fitness meets designer clothing, right?
Yeah, that's the whole goal, you know?
Yeah.
But
100%.
Yeah,
Not
no,
only is it
we're-
high quality because I wear it, you know, I wear it.
Yeah.
Shoot my videos in it. People rep that in Alpha Land, guys. Like it's insane. Like congratulations.
Yeah.
and this is just
Thanks,
the
boys.
beginning. Like, can you imagine once we have like 5 articles of clothing out? Like it's like how many times am I gonna wear the same shirt? Like I can't do it like 5 times in a row. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you have a whole entire line for 5 days a week, like I ain't gonna wear nothing else.
Yeah. What's next for you guys in terms of like building up the brand and stuff? Do you guys have anything in mind that you guys want to like put out there?
I think one of the biggest things we talk about that's like kind of deep in the archives is obviously expanding to, you know, like supplements and like really just like honestly growing all around.
It's a good brand name because it can be like super versatile.
Like you can name a whole gym Calculated Chaos.
Calculated Chaos, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You could put like subs, gym, apparel,
everything man.
behind that name.
But how amazing does Calculated Chaos sounds as a pre-workout? You know,
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
calculated, that focus, but then you got that chaos.
Like that.
Yeah.
There's a big vision behind it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
for sure.
It's very universal, and that's why, like I said before, like the name just like speaks to us, you know.
Speaking of like brotherhood, which is what you guys want to embody through this, it's like, do the brotherhoods and friendships you made on that show, like, do those guys rep the brand and promote and pimp it out?
Yeah, for sure. Like shout out to AC Long,
Nico,
Nico, Mercedes, like a bunch of these guys,
J-Brian.
like J-Brian, like a bunch of these guys going out of their own way, going in their own pockets. Even Benedict bought a pair of shorts. Like just repping.
Yeah.
Casey, if he sends us
Casey,
the right address,
we're trying to send him some stuff too.
And really quick, that's something that like I think a lot of like I take for granted for sure is like, you know how like people start something and they get frustrated, like support your friends. They're like, what? Like we don't ask for it, right? But like even like I mean Dre, like even you guys are like super supportive of it, and like friends like just buying stuff without even us like asking them. Like that is like that's hard to come by. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't do that. Like, you know, how many friends do you guys know at the gym? How many people do you know at the gym who start something, right? But I think like one thing for us is like you can feel like the passion behind it, like that we fucking love this, right? And I think people feel like they see that, and so that makes other people want to support as well. I just think that's really cool. Like the guys from the show, we were never like, hey, like please support us, you know? Like we showed like, hey, we fucking believe in this, and they believed in it too. Yeah. You know,
through the hard work and like diligence and dedication we put into the brand, you know? It wasn't just like a 1, 2, 3 thing, you know, like finding distributors, getting the right quality, having the right team, building a website.
It's all hand stitched,
like it's
right?
all like every single shirt is made by hand. Like it's not no like let me get a t-shirt and put our logo on it. Like this logo is so big on the back you can't even put it on with the screen print. You have to, each letter is put by hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
You know?
crazy.
So it's like you know, you're getting a timepiece. So that's why we call like each launch a capsule.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like this shirt's never gonna come back. It's just a one-time thing. So like we only have a few white shirts left, and all the black shirts are sold out. Most of the shorts are sold out. But launch 2 is gonna be bigger and badder, and you guys are looking for 3 shirts designs. New designs are gonna come out. Absolutely crazy.
What about this right here?
yeah, Elon's got the crew
That's
on.
in the future.
This is in the future. This is just a sample.
Yeah.
And like Mikey said, we're like so ahead of so many launches.
Yeah,
we're
that's
already
good.
planning out for like the winter and spring coming.
The
up.
quality stuff, like that's like the most important thing, right? Because like when someone buys something with their hard-earned money, like I want to make sure they're very satisfied with their purchase. Like it's not just about like getting the money and it's a quick money grab for us.
Yeah.
This is going to be $1 million company, and I'm going to manifest it, and I'm going to say it because I am literally just got the chills because I totally believe in it, and I feel like that's the biggest step is like belief, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a guy that was never supposed to make it. You know, I grew up and I was never going to make it, you know, and I put myself into the right places I needed to be in life.
Elaborate real quick.
No, I was just a kid that was bullied bad as a kid, you know. I transferred schools multiple times. I had no friends. You know, I didn't want to be on this planet anymore, but I just, you know, kind of like put my feet in the ground and like said, no, I fucking deserve to be here. And I'm going to do everything in my power to fucking make sure I make something out of my name. And, yeah, that's where I have this like iron will to just like achieve anything I want in life. And I feel like, not to get like super deep and whatever emotional you guys, but, the most strongest people in this world are made from the most tragic times, you know? So, you know, you might have grown up in a shitty situation or a terrible family life, or, you know, been picked on or not had everything, you know, like that you desired, but like it makes you the strongest version of yourself.
Exactly.
When you don't think about it though, like it's like it's not what's wrong with you in life. It's what happened to you. So like let that sink in your head for a second.
It's like those hardships will make or break you. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it break people. So it's beautiful that it made you.
Yeah.
Hard times create tough men.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Like that a lot. What about you two? What happened?
It doesn't have to be like this. Doesn't have to be like this. Like what happened to you, man? You know, but like
I wanna know,
you know,
though.
everyone has a story.
Yeah, what you guys do before CC?
Myself, I have always been to the fitness world. You know, I was a big soccer player. After college, I had to find something else, so it was fitness. So I had my major through fitness inspired nutritional sciences, and I just inspired to live that lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. And I think that's something that we all have in common. Fitness, and that's what brings us together with the designer brand also.
Yeah. I mean, I guess long story short, I had a clothing brand. I moved to Texas for a clothing brand. So before CC, this is what I wanted to do. Watching Christian, watching him do it, that inspired. I wanted to be like Alpha Elite, I ended up getting like a cease and desist because trademark infringement. So I had to shut down. And so I moved to Houston with very little money, like nothing. All my money I made with like Proven, I was using for rent. So I couldn't even put that money back in. And so you guys know Chad Morgan. He killed it when he lived out in Houston. My roommate, you guys know Hanman as well. He was Chad's videographer. And so I was like, yo, I love fitness, but like, how the hell does he do what he does? And so I got a mentor and became a coach, and that changed my life forever. Coaching is like one of the most fulfilling things ever. Right. So before CC, I never thought I would do like clothing again, or like a brand, or build a brand. Cause you guys know, like coaching is a lot. It's a lot of work. Like your time is taken up. So it takes having like a team, right? Like the right people around you, and it just felt right. So CC came, like that's what it was. Coaching is, yeah. So that's really what was before CC. Moved out to Houston. I only knew one person, and I know Mike has a similar story with that. I knew Hanman. That's literally the only person I knew, was Hanman. Very little money. Just, awesome. I'm just someone who like, I just am passionate about what I do, and like the rest comes if you like, yeah, that's it.
F boy or nice guy, because Elon's a nice guy. How again, y'all won in the end. Don't you all have girlfriends now? I'm very happy.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think that's
wait, really quick. Wait. Can I just? I want to ask you guys a question really quick.
Go for it.
And whenever I do something like this, I want to ask: Are you guys? If you guys were on the show, let's take away any girlfriends that you have. Would you be an F boy or a nice guy?
definitely nice guy.
I agree. I would agree with that.
definitely already
I would
tell
agree with
that.
that.
I would be a nice guy, I believe.
Disagree.
Really? Really? I think I'd be a nice guy.
No, I'm
You
just
would
kidding.
be a nice guy, 100%.
Like,
You know what's funny? You know what? Everyone had in common in the show, like nice guys versus like the up boys. And I'm sorry for pointing to you guys, but I know you changed, bro. But
It's reformed.
all the F boys are just like apparently so easy to convince to come to the show, right? And if you talk to all the nice guys, they're like, "Hey, I was on the fence. I had to, really think about it. I had to like figure it out and stuff like that." And honestly, at the time, I had no idea why, but it's very obvious after the show.
yeah.
So, I mean, you guys saw how they were trying to do Tom. You saw how they did a few other guys. So it's just like, it's a TV show at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
They literally told me like, you want to be an F boy.
facts.
Like when I was trying to be a nice guy and switch my like whole role, they're like, trust me, you want to be an F boy. It's like they want to make the nice guys look like shit.
Exactly.
Oh my
100%.
gosh. Yeah.
100%.
That's what gets views.
Exactly.
Makes total sense. Well, I think that's a good place to stop.
Anything y'all want to say before we close it out?
You guys have a badass setup here.
Thank you.
I wish you guys the best with this
Where
podcast.
can they find the clothing?
You drop your
The clothing is going to be on calculatedchaos.shop, or you can check us out on Instagram at Calculated Chaos Brand.
throw up all three of your individual Instagram handles real quick.
So at Nick Priola.
At Dak Jitsu.
Elonster.
On, sir. And all I got to say now is you're up next.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. So I have one thing to say before I exit
go
here.
for it. Go.
So there's apparent some beef with Danny right? And I just want to call him out here.
Oh my,
Yeah,
let's
so
go.
I want to
What
call him
the
out
fuck?
here. He's not a nice guy. The show portrayed him completely different than what he is. I got reached out by someone connected with Barstool, and they want to set up a fight between me and you December. So I hope you're not all bark and you actually you're down to put it in the ring.
We're not stopping there.
And I'm his trainer, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, we're not gonna stop there real quick. Why? And I want to know, right? Like, why is he so much worse in real life than he was on TV?
Okay, so like we all said, he's like more of a car salesman. A lot of people like think he's a really nice guy, right? They made him look like a nice guy. You saw the last episode. I will choose 50-50 with Mia. No, he knew he was going to lose. Everyone knew he was going to lose to Peter. So what does he do? He says he's going to split it. He wasn't going to split that money. It was supposed to be $100,000 in his pocket, but he knew he was going to lose. So, and the only reason I have such a big problem with Danny is because he keeps going back and forth with it, right? My pet peeve is if you're disconnected with reality. And that's what Danny is. He's disconnected.
Really?
So he added a group chat a while back, did not put Mikey or Nikki P in it. And dude, he was just going on and on, like with his lack of, knowledge of what the earth is.
What was he talking about?
Bro, I mean, where do you want to start? But anyways, I was just calling him out, man. I was just calling him out back to back. He wasn't making any sense.
Bro, what was he saying?
whatsoever.
Real quick, wait. There's no time limit. Just say what he was saying. I'm very interested.
He was saying like how, there's some truth, but there's a lot of lies with it. He was saying how, everything was planned out. He said how he was supposed to make it all the way the entire time, which wasn't true. He made it that far because, like we said, he's very good at speaking. So if you're good at speaking, they're going to push you forward. Sure. But then he used all this illusion behind it saying, yeah, man, I knew, John was supposed to go home episode 1 and I was supposed to stay. And I'm like, bro, how? How do you know this? And he's just like, oh, because, Mia told me. I'm like, bro, the first episode, you had no contact with Mia. So I'm just calling out facts, right? I'm like, bro, there's no way that could have happened. There's no way. And
Mia told me he was supposed to go home.
There we go.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I have very few pet peeves, but one of my pet peeves is disconnect with reality.
Does he own a nightclub?
No, bro. This man just continuously lies, right? So first she said I wasn't even invited. That's a lie. He put me in the group chat to go, right? So I'm not gonna go back and forth with that because then it's just like, okay, he's lying. I'm lying. No, bro, you invited me and I didn't go. That's one, right?
Where did he invite you to this supposed
This was just
nightclub?
for like the show when it came out. Like all the guys were together. It was supposed to be in Miami. And then he wrote my club. Bro, you are the door guy. You know what I'm saying?
Not even, bro. Doorman is a better job. He's a security guard.
You're a security guard. What do you say my club? Like, it's just like, it's so much like stuff that doesn't add up. It just frustrates me. And I have people who he thinks is his friends, or at least better friends with them than myself, that just hits me up every single time. I don't want to call anything out because like I don't want to start more like fights with him. I want him for myself. But there's some pretty big people on the show that will legit text me. Hey, they will legit. Hey, I'm living with you for too long, bro.
I know, bro.
Hey, they legit. Look at this. I want to show. I want to show Mikey, but look what that is.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like people consistently, like, yo, wake this guy up. And I'm
the
surprised.
people from the show want you to fight him.
Yeah, no, I'm just surprised other people, like, they don't want to stand up to this because, man, I am telling you, he is borderline sick, on his head. He believes his lies.
We're going to make sure this is all sanctioned, guys. This is not a street fight or nothing. This is no threats. This is going to be for money. So if you want to do it, put your money where your mouth is and don't be a bitch.
Absolutely.
And just know Alonso is getting trained by a savage fighter himself. How you fucking down?
How you doing? Mikey, how did y'all fall out real quick? How did you and Danny fall out? Because I was your boy on the show.
Long story short, he just was a piece of shit. He didn't treat Mia right. And I felt like as a man, I would never treat a woman the way he treated her.
After the show?
Post-show.
Post-show.
So I stood up for Mia on one of my live streams on TikTok that I had like 500 people in. And he was one of them. And he just, started bashing me after that. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
You know what's crazy? We have shit that would destroy his life, but we're not going to go that route. We're not. We'll never do that. I have my limits. You know, I'm just calling him out on stuff that's like open to the public. You know, him doing podcasts and lying straight to the person's face.
What's he lie about on these pods,
bro? There was a video that I just showed Mikey, and he said that everyone apologized to him after the mansplain for lying about the stuff. So no one apologized to him. You know, everything we said was true. Nothing was like Asante called him out for him saying every bad word about Mia on the mansplain. Asante would never lie. You know what I'm saying? About something like this, especially. So now he's saying Asante's the liar. So that's what kind of fires me up. Yeah. You're calling Asante a liar when you're like, what he should have said was just like, you know what, like, yeah, I said that, but that was before we even talked. I feel like that's something that a respectable person would do.
He was coming at you because you said something to him in the
because I'm the only one calling out on his like fantasy. Yeah, absolutely. That's going on in his head. So he keeps biting back. So I'm just saying, Danny, if you're ready, let me know. I'll get someone to contact you, and hopefully we can get this fight set up.
Right in fucking Houston, Texas. Yeah, in the UFC.
How we going to Vegas, baby?
I bet that shit. All right, yo, that's a good place to stop. That shit's going on Instagram.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode, and make sure you guys check out their brand below. We'll link all the links, Instagrams, all that kind of stuff, TikToks too. We'll link all that stuff down below, and you're up next.
You're up next.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks guys. Appreciate it. That was fun.
It's insane. Yo, holy shit, bro. Elon just straight up called a celebrity boxing match. Oh, bro. That was insane. Thank you for doing that. That was so crazy.
Yo, they contact me, bro.
Yo, what the fuck?
They contact me.
Yo. I remember what I was going to say. Yeah. Bro, remember when I lost what I was going to say? I was going to say the people I didn't like on the team.